Richmond comes to Connersville for the opening game of the football season. High school football, the Red Devils and Spartans. It's the game of the week on TV3. Welcome everybody to TV3's coverage of tonight's football game between the visiting Richmond Red Devils and Connersville Spartans. We are at Spartan Stadium on the campus of Connersville High School for the opening game of the 2016 football season. With Ron Wally, this is Fran Schumel. Welcome you to our telecast tonight here on TV3. In Indiana, high schools can play 9 regular season games between now and October the 14th. The following week, the postseason tournaments with the sectionals beginning on October the 21st. Last season, the Spartans managed just 1 win over Indianapolis Broad Ripple. Their record was 1-9. Richmond won 5 games and lost 5 last year. One of those 5 wins was over the Spartans, 49-20 in the opening game at Richmond. It's a new season, though, and every school's team hopes for a winning 1-loss record, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is the game that gets it started for the whole season. Everything you practiced in those 2-a-days when it was just sweating and hot and you felt like you were going to melt, that comes down to here, and it's pretty hot today too. So one thing we need to look out for is the hydration of the kids. Maybe see a lot of cramping out there. So, you know, again, it's opening game. Last year's in the past. This year's a new team, and they got a new look uniform. Very nice uniforms.
Tonight's game, the Spartans entertain Richmond. Here is Spartan head coach Adam Kelly commenting on the game and his team. Coach, we're here tonight before the opening ball game, and I know you've worked hard this summer. The youngsters, you've had them out in some scrimmages and one-on-one. Are you pleased with what's happened?
I am. These kids have done a fantastic job of adapting to what we're asking them. You know, they've shown up for the most part at everything we've asked them to show up for, and so they're biting at the bit to get after some real action.
You lost 9 seniors through graduation. All those spots have been filled.
They have. We're going to be a young team again this season, but we do have some leadership in the upper levels. Christopher Dudas has done a fantastic job with displaying positive leadership, as well as Christian McHenry and Brady Gosnell and several other of the upperclassmen have done that. So they've really brought the young guys along, and we feel pretty confident that they'll be able to perform.
So the underclassmen will see probably a lot of playing time.
Yes, we're going to see a lot of kids rotating in and out. We've got a lot of kids that are very similar in size and very similar in ability. So there's going to be a lot of kids getting a lot of playing time tonight.
So is that one of your strengths, Coach?
I think so. You know, instead of having your set group and you know, the other guys is a big drop-off, we're all very competitive. It makes practice a lot more competitive. Kids are fighting for starting roles, and so I think it's been an extremely good thing, a positive thing for our program.
I know you're just starting the season, first game tonight, but what's your main concern about a weakness?
Yeah, I think our defensive line we're small in stature, so if they'll utilize the speed and technique that we've been working on, they should be fine. But if they try to muscle up with a group like Richmond or Franklin County next week, that could turn into an issue.
You mentioned Richmond. What do you know about them?
I know they're well coached, and I know they have a lot of good athletes they're going to put on the field. So if we can contain those guys and bottle them up a little bit, we should be in okay shape.
Coach, there's been a change in the clock, hasn't there, in high school football? Tell us about that.
Well, they've moved from a 25-second clock to a 40-second clock, and what that means is as soon as there's a dead ball, in most instances, they are going to start the clock, whereas before they would wait until the official set the ball, and then he would step back and blow the whistle, and then they would start the 25-second clock. One positive I think that will come out of it is that it'll be consistent, because it's going to be 40 seconds regardless of how quick they reset the ball, and so the weakness to that, or where we might have I don't want to say we're going to have a problem, is we're going to have to adjust to it. It's going to be a little bit different. But once we get through this first week, I think we should have it down.
One final question, Coach. On a night like this, temperature in the mid-80s, high humidity, how do you I know you're concerned about the welfare of your players.
Yeah, it's hot, but it's been hot for a few weeks, and these kids have been out in it, sometimes a couple times a day. So we're hoping that we've done the right thing as far as conditioning goes. Of course, they're going to get tired, if nothing else, from the excitement and the adrenaline from playing in a real football game. But I think once things calm down, their conditioning will take hold, and we should be okay.
Thanks, Coach. Have a great game.
All right, thank you, sir.
Adam Kelly, head coach of CHS. Ron, what about some lineups?
Yes, for the Connersville Spartans defensively, number 2, Brady Costnell. He's at 5'11", 160. He's number 2, going to be in the cornerback position. Donovan Foreman, he's an outside linebacker. He's number 6. He's a junior, 5'10", 185. Dalton Light, he's going to be an outside linebacker. He's also the quarterback, or one of the quarterbacks. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 185. He's number 13. Number 17, Mason Sullenberger. He's a senior. He plays free safety. He's a number 17. He's a senior. Christopher Dudas, he's a returning senior. Very good defensive player. He plays linebacker. And he's number 26. Jared Isaacs, a junior. He plays cornerback. He's number 31. And rounding out the lineup, actually, no, we got Brett Frank is a senior. He's outside linebacker. He's number 35. Nathan Flowers is a defensive end. He's number 44. He's a junior. Shane McLean's a sophomore. He's a linebacker at number 58. Nathan Kalkoff is a defensive end. He's number 61. He's a senior. And Seth Bean is a junior. He rounds out the defensive lineup. He's a defensive tackle for the Spartans, number 78.
Okay, Ron, kickoff is just seconds away here at tonight's game in Connersville between the Spartans and the Red Devils. So we'll take a break here on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Bigfoot or
play basketball.
boy found.
We're ready for the opening kickoff here, and it will be Richmond Red Devils in their all-white traveling uniforms. The ball placed down at the 40. Spartans in, as Ron said, new uniforms, nice red jerseys, white pants. First game of the season.
I remember a couple years ago, I think the first kickoff, the one team ran it back, and then we ran it back. So, I see some
end over end is a kick, and it is picked up on the bounce at the 15-yard line, and boy, he's down at the 13. That Richmond team was downfield in a hurry and smothered the.
Yeah, they were definitely
caught the football.
They were definitely down there in a hurry, Fran. I mean, they got down there, and one of the things is when that ball's going end over end, you never know where it's going to go, and you definitely don't want to try to get it and miss it and then cause a fumble.
And we have a player down already, Ron, on the opening kickoff of this ball game. It is a Spartan, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't do it. Looked like he got leveled right there, so.
Ball is right around the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he's up.
He's getting up now. Hopefully the wind was just knocked out of him or something.
Yeah, it looks like, he's.
Coach Kelly's out there, and Audrey Shaw, who is the medical person that watches over these young guys.
Yeah, that looks
coming
like it's
off
hand,
the field. Who is that, Ron? Can you tell?
Yeah, it's number 35 for the Spartans. That's Brent Frank. He's a senior. He's 5'11", 165. And it looks like he did something to his arm.
He's shaking his right hand, right arm, so perhaps he fell on it when he went down. Here comes the play up to the middle. A pretty good gain as to the far side, and a big pickup up to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was outstanding blocking there from the offensive line. I mean, they opened up the hole, and our running back ran through it and got about 15 yards in that. As we can see the hole opening up right there. Fran, picture perfect right there. Kind of a little bit of bruising. Get a few guys, but again, nice blocking by the Spartans, and that's just pure raw power right there.
Place right around the 30-yard line. Nice play.
Yeah, I don't have him on our roster, number 11.
Spartans probably will stay on the ground most of the time. That's the type of play that Adam Kelly likes.
You don't like that.
Here's a ball carrier being smothered and for a loss on the near side to the 25-yard line is where the ball carrier is brought down, so it's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, not a good play right there. Again, not anywhere to go as the swarming defense of we got to watch it on those plays like that. You can get a hold, but again, Richmond definitely swarmed him and got him down. And again, I don't have him on our roster list. We'll find out here in a minute.
It's going to be a second down and about 14 yards for the Spartans to keep the ball there in their own territory. Spartans number 13, Dalton Light, is a sophomore in his second year as starting quarterback. Here's a pitch out to 32 coming to the near side. Gets up to almost the 40. Nice ball carrying by the Spartans number.
Dalton DuBois right there got the ball. Again, that was a late pitch there from Light. Kind of dangerous. It's one of those plays that, and got a first down on that. That was good, but that was one of those plays where you kind of like, don't try to do that all the time because that was dangerous. But DuBois made something out of nothing and got us a first down.
First and 10 for the Spartans on their own almost 40-yard line, just shy of the 40. Defense spread for Richmond. Spartans tight formation. Here's the snap, the handoff to number 31. Runs to the far side, gets up to about the 45-yard line, 44. Let's see where the officials spot the ball.
Yeah, that's number 11. I don't have him on our – but again, right there, nice power. Look the way he's holding the ball. One of the things, Fran, last year that was bad for the Spartans was we turned over the ball 4 or 5 times a game, and that's why we had a 1-8 record. We definitely got to keep control of the ball. Number 11, every time he gets it, he has 2 hands on the ball.
Ball resting at the Connersville 44-yard line. Spartan again a tight formation. A man comes wide to the right. A handoff and slips and falls at the 40-yard line.
And that was Sullenberger there. He was just going a little bit too quick, and he just slipped. And we have had some rain over that past couple of days. But look at him. He saw an opening there, Fran.
Tried to turn the corner. It's going to be a 3rd and 11 coming up.
Too long. It looks like 3rd and 9. They got 11, but.
Important down coming up for the Spartans. 3rd down. They need good yardage.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to get into these all night. We don't want to get 3rd and longs.
Snap. Ball breaks loose up to the 45-yard line, but it's going to be a 4th down coming up and a punting situation for CHS.
That either shows that you have great faith in your running game when you're going to go 3rd and 9 right there, or you have no faith in your passing game.
4th down, 5 yards for Connersville. Spartan's going to keep it run.
Yeah, it looks like right there. That right there tells you got faith in your defense.
That's right.
Again, faith in your team all around. Faith in your running game.
Light the quarterback, looks over his line. Sullenberger is in motion. Now the officials are signaling a timeout for the Spartans. Seems to be some confusion, Ron, on that play.
Well, not quite sure exactly, what was the confusion about, but Sullenberger was in motion, and it could be a point where Adam was maybe.
He started to the near side, then reversed and started back, and so then the Spartans signaled for a timeout.
Yeah, Adam may have checked over Richmond's defense and wanted to find out exactly what they were going to do before he makes a final play. He could, punt right now. Not sure what he's going to do.
And waiting for him. The timeout's over and play's about to be resumed.
Again, had a nice couple of runs, and it's kind of stalled out right here. Definitely don't want to stall out in Richmond's territory.
First game of the season. We're in the first quarter. 8 minutes left to play. No score. Spartans took the opening kick.
Normally Richmond, when years we've played them in the past, they look, always look much bigger than we are, and they usually have more kids, but it looks like we may have more kids, and it looks like we're about as even with them as far as height and weight-wise.
I think you're right, Ron.
Yeah.
Good observation. Yeah, the Spartans are going to punt. They've decided to punt. Here's the snap from center.
Not
nice
a bad
one.
punt, yeah.
It will be coming to earth at about the 23-yard line, bounces, takes some Spartan rolls, and finally going to be down
17
inside the 20-yard line at about the 17, right?
Yeah, nice punt there from from our punter. Again, you definitely don't want to give them the momentum and give them the ball in their territory. Would have been nice if we'd have been able to go for it at 4th and 5 and get it. But, again, it's early in this ball game. You definitely want to play the odds, and the odds are let's get them back and let's get our defense to stop them.
Okay, Richmond deep in its own territory. Spartans defense will go to work for the first time this season. Here come the Red Devils out of the huddle.
And we'll find out how quick our line is, how strong our line is against their line right here.
Yes. Here's a handoff and up through the middle, and maybe a gain of a couple of yards, maybe 3. Let's see as they umpire where the ball will be.
Yeah, maybe it looks like it's going to be right on. Oh, no. About 19 and a half. I thought he was going to get him over the 20. Yeah, they pushed him back a little bit. Again, nice defensive stand right there for the Spartans.
So a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Richmond.
Yeah, that's...
They split their ends, Richmond.
Now there's a flag.
Here's a flag. Is this
not quite sure
delay
what's
of
going
game
on.
Or what? Not sure.
I didn't
either.
see delay game. There's like 8 seconds to go on it, so
that's
we'll
right.
find out here.
Legal procedure on the offense.
A legal procedure. I didn't even see anybody move at all.
I didn't either. I don't know what the ref saw, but we saw a penalty flag flying.
They saw it, and that's all that matters.
They're
And
going to mark off 5 against the Red Devils. So that's going to put them at the 14.
in a play like that, I mean, it was 2nd and 7. You almost want to go ahead and take the downs and make it 3rd and 7.
That's right.
I mean, that could be something that would be 3rd and long.
2nd down for the Red Devils, handling the football for the first time tonight. Here's a guy getting free for a little bit of a gain as the Spartans defense held as he tried to go around on the left side.
Yeah, nice. Again, our offensive line is just doing very well right now. The hole got clogged up, and 58 just blitzed through his hole, and nice play there from McLean.
He was stopped at the line of scrimmage, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, our offensive line is doing very well
for the Red Devils.
Yeah.
So they may
Adam
be
Kelly's
here
loving it.
punting for the first time if the Spartans can hold right now. Here's a snap from center, the long pass that will be out of the reach of the intended receiver on the far side.
Receiver had a step, but it was just a little bit too long, and great defensive stand there from the Connersville Spartans.
That was Thomas Stanley of Richmond who was the intended receiver, but it will be 4th and really long for the Red Devils, so their punter will be standing in the end zone.
I absolutely positively, if that's how our defensive line is going to play all night, I definitely love our chances.
They look sharp.
Yeah.
Here's a punt that will be coming down.
Taking our bounce for us.
In Richmond territory,
Yeah.
goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. The Spartans will take over in great field position, Ron.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better than that. Again, now it's just a matter of, making whatever drive momentum we had last time to sustain it and get us into the end zone.
Spartans Brady Gosnell comes out of the ball game. Dalton Light will be at the quarterback. He's number 13 for CHS. As we mentioned earlier, he's just a sophomore. He played quarterback as a freshman a year ago.
Yeah. A lot of these guys, we're still a very young team. We only have a very few amount of seniors. We're loaded with sophomores and juniors.
Sullenberger in motion goes to the right, but a ball carry up through the middle, and nice yardage for Connersville.
Yes, very nice yardage. Again, that's our offensive line dominating the defensive line of Rushville. Again, number 72 came through, but our guy was past him. And again, nice blocking right there. Again, looks like there could have been a blocking in the back with number 78 right there against their 35. But, good, very, very nice sustained run right there and fundamental blocking.
Ball at the 33. 2nd down for the Spartans and about a yard. Light looks over his line, now bends down behind the center, takes the ball to the near side, and
wow.
he's caught. There's a loose football, and Let's see if the Spartans, there's a big pileup. Let's see who got it. Looked like the Spartan got it, but way back almost up at midfield.
Yeah, that was a nice, I tell you what, Light took a pounding right there, and he bounced right back up. And, it's again, right there, that's when we talked about our defense and a terrible hit. That could have been almost, I don't know if they have that in high school, but, man, that was leading with your helmet.
At the 47-yard line of Richmond is where the ball will be placed down, and it's 3rd and long for Connersville.
Yeah, that was a terrible hit. The Light Hood, he shook it off.
Preston Hudson, please report to the east end of the track to pick up your dollars.
Here's Sullenberger in motion. There's a pass coming up from Light to the receiver. Got it at the 38-yard line. It's going to be short, though. Let's see if the Spartans can keep it here. There's a 4th down coming up.
Yeah, we're with the way that the defense did well, as you see Light roll out there. He finds DuBois open in the flat, and DuBois gets about 4 or 5 more yards after the catch. And, that was a nice play right there, a nice way to get up into Richmond territory. And, I don't know. I definitely would go for it because our defensive line played so well last time.
It's at the 38. Spartans need 5 yards to keep the ball, and they're going to go for it.
I like this call.
Comes the snap from center.
Another
pass coming up. It is.
That's a beautiful. Oh, yes.
Caught by Connersville at the 8-yard line. Number 26 gathered that ball in. Christopher Dudas.
I tell you what was great about that play was Fran. Look at the Light there, nice and calm and cool. He was blocked. He had plenty of protection, and just a nice pass there, nice touch. Dudas. You couldn't have asked for a better play like that. I think that may be the first time we've ever seen 2 passes in a row.
He outruns his defense.
Yeah, that was beautiful there, Dudas and Light.
Spartans line up inside the 10-yard line.
It's a fumble. Bummer.
There's a loose football, and Richmond apparently has recovered. Number 1 grabbed the ball for Richmond, Jawan Claiborne.
That was our biggest Achilles heel last season, Fran.
Oh, that's too bad for the Spartans fans and the Spartan team.
I can't tell if number 11 knew the ball was coming to him.
And the ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
Tell you, that right there is a deflator because of that great play. Look at this replay again. Let's find out exactly what happened. No, he just dropped the ball. Yeah, number 11 just dropped the ball.
Well, let's hope that doesn't hurt the enthusiasm of the Spartans when they get the ball back.
No, now let's get the defense going and keep it going the way it did last time.
Now Richmond, there's a pitch out to
Look
Claiborne.
at how many red jerseys are around him.
He is almost out of bounds around the 28-yard line, or brought down around the 28 or 29.
Yeah, I think he may have gained 1. Maybe, it looks like they're giving him about 1. But look at these red jerseys.
Apparently stepped out of bounds because they were placed at the 24.
Yeah, look at these red jerseys right here, Fran. Our guys, just the speed of the Spartans so far this early. This is only the 4th play for the defense, but, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing so far with their speed.
Richmond breaks from the huddle. Wide receivers to the right and left.
No matter what with that fumble, it really hasn't seemed so far, at least that first play, to affect our defense.
There's a pass that's complete up to the 37-yard line.
Fumble.
Is there another loose football?
Yeah.
Spartan signal they have recovered.
We're going to find out.
The official says.
It looks like Richmond has it.
Did they recover it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Red Devils keep control, and the ball will be at the 35-yard line, their own 35. A little over 2 minutes remaining to be played in the opening quarter here of tonight's first game.
Looks like he'd have been down anyways.
Richmond on the attack. Quarterback looks over, hands off up to the 45.
Oh, wow, that's...
Man gets loose and is finally dragged down by a Spartan in Connersville territory at the 37.
Misdirection right there from the Richmond Red Devils, and, our offensive line bid on that. We thought we had the right guy, and, it was loose by the the running back behind, and he saw an opening, and he sprinted out to the first down. We're in trouble.
Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line of Connersville. 1st and 10 for Richmond. See if the Spartans line can hold. High snap. Here's a long pass that is sailing to the near side.
That's caught. Oh, no, he dropped it. I thought he had it.
No, the Richmond signal, the ref signals it's incomplete.
He dropped it. Yeah, it looked like he had it there for a split second.
Okay. Spartan ball goes back to the 38-yard line. It'll be second down now for Richmond. Not sure he was out of bounds, Ron. It looked like he caught the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, he dropped it there at the last minute.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's hope that we can bend but not break totally on defense.
Here's the ball carrier, comes to the right side, gets across the 35 to about the 34.
You know, and again, it seemed like last year, too, there were a lot of games that we were close and played very well in spurts, and we were never able to put things together. Now, I mentioned in the pregame you want to put what happened last year behind us, and that's very true. You definitely want to put what happened last year behind us, but what we need to remember is to not let those mistakes creep into this year.
They're down for Richmond in Connersville territory, a 3rd and 5. See if the Spartans can tighten up their defense.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys in the box right now.
Here comes a handoff, and he didn't make it. He's short of the first down, so a 4th coming up for the Red Devils.
I don't think that their guy can kick a 50-yard field goal, which would be about where that would be if they would go for it.
That's right.
Number 53, I tell you what, that guy's in almost every play. Jason Beckman, that was just unbelievable how that guy got in there pretty quickly for the Spartans.
Okay,
yeah, it is a 4 down.
Red Devils keep the football. There's a pass coming up and coming in the other side, and it is almost intercepted by the Spartans, and it falls incomplete as the Richmond intended receiver couldn't get to the football, so the Spartans defense holds.
That's got to make you feel good because of the fact that they were threatening, and all of a sudden when it's time to get strong, our defense got strong, and very impressed with our defense so far, Fran.
We stopped Richmond a couple times, haven't we, Ron?
Yeah.
Ball spotted for the Spartans at the 33-yard line, their own 33. They'll be taking over, but we're nearing the end of this opening quarter of the game. There's 1.8 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
So
this will be the last play of the quarter.
Yes. Spartans on the attack again. Let's see if they can continue their good way. There's a loose football pitched out to the Spartans, and it gets away from the intended receiver. That's the end of the first period here at Connersville's Spartan Stadium. The Richmond Red Devils and the Spartans in the opening football game of the season. End of the first quarter, no score. This is the TV3 Game of the Week.
Thanks, Colin. Samantha, you're up.
My Hero by Samantha. My hero is my dad. Every year in the fall, my dad takes me deer hunting. He teaches me a lot about the outdoors and respecting nature. Even though we sit and wait a lot and can't make too much noise or else we scare away the deer, I always enjoy the time I spend with my dad in the woods. But that's not why my dad is my hero. He's a hero because he helps feed the hungry. Each year when we go hunting, he always donates one of his deer to our butcher. My dad says the butcher gives the meat to people who are hungry and need help getting food. He may not beat up the bad guys like in movies, but my dad helps those in need. That is why my dad is my hero.
First play of the second quarter of tonight's game coming up. And the Spartans be on the attack. They're in their own territory.
That may have been one of the fastest quarters we've ever seen and one of the most well-played quarters for the Spartans.
Up to the middle, pick up to about the 35 4-yard line. Third down coming up for the Spartans.
Again, like the holes that we're developing. I mean, that's a bruising. I mean, McHenry, they're number 11. We finally found out it was Christian McHenry there, number 11. And, boy, I tell you what, he's getting a lot of yards. Very nice, very hard.
Spartans break from the huddle and line up. Light hands off across the 35 to about the 36. Carrier is brought down.
Yeah, Sullenberger took a hit right there as well. You know, he's one of those guys that, you know, you throw it up to him. He's got some springs. You know, he's somebody that, you know, you want under it whenever you're throwing a Hail Mary.
Mason wears number 17, Mason Sullenberger.
Remember him being the Superman during the guy-girl dance, jumping over everybody like that.
That's right. It's like a punting situation coming up for the Spartans, and this will be Dalton DuBois who will be punting. Sending his own 25.
Great
sends
punt.
One way downfield to the 20-yard line, rolls around, and finally out of bounds at about the 19.
That's unbelievable.
Nice punt.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable punt. It looked like, I mean, I thought he was going to kick it to us the way he was standing, and he just booed. That guy's got lead.
Yeah, the receivers for Richmond weren't back far enough.
Oh, that was a beautiful punt. You know, again, you know, putting pressure on the defense to stop Richmond. But, you know, I tell you what, I've been impressed so far with the way that we've played defensively.
Red Devils take over, so the Spartans defense called again upon once again to stop the Red Devils. Richmond at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Scoreless ball game so far tonight. Richmond put a man in motion. There's a ball carrier, number 1. He's getting free and gets up near the 40-yard line before he's dragged down.
You know, I tell you what, Richmond spread it out their offense right there, and you know, didn't quite sure if the Spartans were going to, you know, or if the Richmond Red Devils were going to pass or not. But I tell you what, that was a nice run there from number 1 for the Richmond Red Devils.
Yeah, that's J1 Claiborne. He's one of the best players from a year ago, Ron. He's a senior at Richmond.
Yeah, he's got some wheels on him.
1st and 10 for the Red Devils, their own 40. There's a pass dropped by the intended receiver, Claiborne.
Yeah, that just wasn't a good pass at all. And he would have been dropped as soon as he got it, as our guys read that very, very
That's
well.
right, yeah. A 2nd down and 10 for Richmond.
You know, again, we can give up, you know, 1, maybe 2 big plays like that with that one run before. You know, I mean, those things are going to happen. It's the will to again, not break, and that's what we did last time, and let's hope that it happens this time.
Claiborne comes wide to the near side, and the Spartan guy defending him is Keaton Urban.
That bad snap, that's been a couple of times. That may come back to bite Richmond. They've had a few bad snaps like that, and you know, fortunately they've been able to keep it, but you don't want your quarterback to go that high, and it looked like he was going to, you know, the play was designed to go to 24, and, you know, when you have a bad snap like that, everything goes out the window.
I think he picked up a foot, didn't he, on that?
Yeah, I think so, about
so
a foot.
So it's 3rd and 9.5.
Yeah. I'm surprised he even picked that up.
It's just right past the 40 barely.
You know, we talked about, you know, 3rd and longs for our offense, and, you know, we don't like that. And as a defense, we love it when it's 3rd and long.
Heaved Claiborne out of the reach of the intended receiver, Claiborne.
Claiborne was wide open. That was just a bad pass from their quarterback. I mean, Claiborne got in between. He got into that little soft spot there, but in the defense. And, boy, you know, it was just number 2 just led him a little bit too much.
Spartans defense holds once again, Ron.
Yeah.
Punt coming up by the Red Devils.
I mean, even though that we stopped him with that was just a bad play. I mean, that guy could have scored if he didn't let him right.
But we'll take it, right?
No, absolutely.
The high snap from center, but the punter gets the ball away, and it will be down inside the 25, 24, 23. Let's see where they spot it. Spartans take over.
Yeah, on the 24, it looks like. And that's about where Richmond start, where we're starting. I mean, it's no team is really getting good starting possession. Field position has not been on any team side.
Ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line, their own 24, and the Spartans take over.
I like the fact that we passed a couple of times. The last time, or the time before that we had the ball, Fran and Dudas was able to get underneath, and it was a nice pass by Light. Hopefully we can maybe start opening that up a little bit. That would really make their defense on their toes.
There's a handoff, and up through the middle, gets across the 35-yard line to about the 36-yard line. 2nd and 9 for Connersville. Spartans break from the huddle. And no score in tonight's game. Light looks over his line, calls the signals, takes a snap from center. Another handoff.
Ooh, nice misdirection, yeah.
And up to the 40.
Look at that, rumbling and tumbling.
It takes a whole bunch of Richmond guys to bring the ball carrier down. Who carried that, right?
Yeah, I can't tell who carried it. I mean, there were so many guys around him, but I don't know. It's
a 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Looked like Light kept it. Yeah, right there. Light kept it right there. I mean, nice misdirection. I was fooled. I couldn't quite tell who had it, and Light is just, look at him.
Yeah, he did. Right.
All these guys
like
on
you, I thought he handed off. And
he's carrying guys 3 or 4 yards, and look, the whole team's pushing him too. The team deserves 5 yards on that one as well.
Ball to 43, 1st and 10 for Spartans on their own 43.
And that's another thing about Light that's going to develop more as he gets older, is the fact that he does have some speed and his vision. Sometimes, he's got good vision. He saw that hole and took it. It's going to be nice watching him develop even more this year.
Coming to the near side, a runner, Donovan Donovan was, I believe, the ball. Foreman was the ball carrier.
Foreman right there, he just could not get it to where he can turn a field on that. It looked like there was a flag. Let's see the replay. Let's see what's going on with the flag. As we see Foreman there trying to find a place to come on up. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, he grabbed him around his neck. I couldn't quite see any pull, but I guess there wasn't a flag. Yeah, I thought there was.
2nd and 9 for the Spartans, in their own territory at the 44. Snap from center to the middle. And the ball carrier is pushed back. Let's see where the forward motion is.
He may have got a yard or so after that.
Yeah, you're right. That's about it. Third down coming up for Connersville.
Yeah, again, a 3rd, and that's still long. It's, 3rd and 6, 7?
Yes.
Yeah,
these teams have really played even, haven't they?
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, no team has the momentum. I mean, both teams are playing very, very well.
Spartans will put the ball in play. It's a snap from center. Sullenberg takes the pitch out.
Oh, that's a nice
far
run.
Side, gets up to the 50-yard line. He's going to be short of the 1st and 10 by a couple of yards.
Yeah, I thought maybe he might have had a little bit more room to run after that, but his Richmond guy kind of zoomed up right there, kind of came in pretty quick on him and was able to stop him, and that just put enough to where it just stopped Sullenberger as the Spartans take their 2nd timeout.
The timeout taken by the Spartans. We're in the 2nd quarter of play with 5:42 left. No score in the game, Richmond and Connersville. Timeout on the field. Let's take this timeout on the TV3 Game of the Week.
The Hope Center offers a baby boutique store where our parents can shop for items for their children that they have earned with Hope Bucks through our Parenting with Hope education classes. If you are interested in participating in Parenting with Hope, please contact the Hope Center at 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com.
Fourth down coming up, and Spartans, where they're going to get, no, they're going to keep the ball run.
Yeah, definitely 4th and 3 right here at the 49.5. You definitely want to go for it, and it looks like we're going to get stopped.
I don't know if his forward motion carried him or not.
No, not at all. We got stopped right there.
It was close, but it's going to be short, I believe.
Still in Red Devil territory again. Just
Spartans gambled on the 4th down, and
well, you want to, and that's one of those calls that you could punt it and get them down there, but you got to start believing in your kids, and might as well start believing in them in the first game, Fran. And they've played very well. They deserve a shot.
Defensive unit for Connersville takes over, and Richmond goes on the offense with the ball at the 48-yard line. Their own 48.
And their defense is playing well, too. So, you got to put your faith in your boys to know that, hey, we're going to go for it. If we don't get it, we know that you guys are going to stop them.
Okay, Richmond on the attack.
That's
the ball here getting loose up to the 40-yard line of Connersville and finally shoved out of bounds at around the 36 or 37 on the far side.
Richmond's been able to do that at least once a series, have a 14, 15-yard run like that, and then they've stopped. I mean, again, good blocking there from the Red Devils line and good blocking upfield to get him that extra 3, 4, 5 yards. And, again, this is where we got to tighten it up a little bit and overpower them as we have before.
Big gain for the Red Devils, gives them a 1st and 10 at the Spartans' 37-yard line. Richmond lines up on the attack. Here's a handoff.
That was a nice
by
fake.
The quarterback brings it to the side and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
The Spartans have the advantage. It seems like when it's within the tackles, but when it goes outside, that's when Richmond's speed kind of picks it up a little bit, and they got the first down on that. So, the Spartans need to make some adjustments if Richmond's going to start going outside.
1st and 10 for the Red Devils, deep in Connersville territory. This is as close to the Spartan goal line as they've been, I believe, all night.
Yeah.
Here's a pileup of players and no gain on the play, I believe. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, again, right there going up the middle. We've really been able to control the ball, control the line when we've gone up the middle, even on the offensive side as well. It seems like, when we have been an open field, the Red Devils' speed takes over, so hopefully we can keep them inside.
Richmond's quarterback goes to the far side. It's Alexander Alstenbane for Richmond, a senior. Goes to the far side to get the play from his coach. We're going to split a man wide to the left. That's Ron Sanders.
Oh, that's a good pass.
And the ball carrier is Claiborne again. He's the guy who carries it a lot. Finally brought down on the far sideline.
First down.
Did he get the 1st and 10?
Yeah.
So it's going to be in around the 13-yard line.
Well, look at him hold on to that. I mean, number 2 tried to hold on as long as he could. Brady Gosnell. Again, Richmond now, this is their best drive, the best drive of both teams right now. Again, they're shaking it up a little bit, Fran. They're not, again, it's not right down the middle. It's not in your throat. These guys are opening it up a little bit, and we just haven't had the adjustment so far on our defense this series.
Red Devils threatening to score for the first time. This is deep, as Ron says, as deep as they've been in Spartan territory.
Oh, that's a nice run. He's in.
Here's Claiborne getting into the end zone.
Yeah, just that was a beautiful, blocking from the Red Devils right now. I could have ran through that. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at this hole opening up right there. I mean, again, that's a, and then he just zigs and zags past our guy right there, and Gastineau tried to commit, and then here comes Sullenberger after him just a little bit too late.
No, he didn't get into the end zone. I thought he got into the end zone, but
oh, I thought he did too.
yeah,
No, he
it
did.
looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 4-yard line.
No, they're kicking that field goal.
Oh, okay. I thought he did, but when the officials came out, looked like he was spotting the ball and everything. Extra point is good for Richmond, and they go on top with the first score of the ball game by a score of 7-0 with 3 minutes and 3 seconds to be played in.
It's a long drive.
Tonight's first half. And while the teams get ready for the kickoff from Richmond to Connersville, we'll take this break on the TV3 Game of the Week.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Ball spotted at the 40 for the Richmond kicker. He approaches the ball and sends one end over end field, and grabbed by the Spartans at the 20-yard line. 25, the 30 to the 33.
Boy, number 32's not happy. He kind of saw an opening. He saw a wedge right there, and he just zigged and zagged and fell down, and he's not happy at all. He was hoping he could take that back for a few more yards. Dalton DuBois, watch him come up here. Looks like he just slips him down, and yep.
Ball to 33, 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Down in this ball game, 7-0.
We had our most success when we were able to kind of pass those 2 passes that we had. Let's hope we can open up that part of the playbook and, again, keep Richmond honest.
And a motion for the Spartans.
Well, I thought there was an offside.
Loss on the play,
and
back
look
to
like they're
the
calling for a fumble.
30-yard line.
I guess not. Richmond was pointing at where they had the ball, and I couldn't quite tell what happened. But I tell you what, it looked like somebody got off the line pretty quick off the Richmond Red Devils. Like they were on our guy before they even handed it off.
Spartans lose a couple on that play. 2nd down coming up. Here's a snap from center. The ball is kept by Light and gets to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, it gets up maybe a half yard from the original line of scrimmage, or maybe right at the. Looks like they're going to give him about a 3rd and 9 so far. Again, you don't want to get into these long 3rds and 9s, and Richmond Red Devils, their offense started clicking last time. We definitely want to have ours clicking now.
Light comes to the sideline, gets the play call from Kelly, and returns to the huddle to pass the number of the play on to his teammates, and they line up. There's a man wide to the near side. Sullenberger's in motion.
Oh, he's in trouble.
And Light falls back to pass. Before he can get the ball away, he is dropped at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, he went back and looked at, he saw these 2 white jerseys in his face, and he was like, oh, I got to, there's nothing he can do.
That's right. His protection failed him on that one.
Oh, without question failed him. I mean, that's not the type of offensive series you want after Richmond just scored, and it seemed like they scored pretty easily. So, we definitely needed to come back and make it, and it looks like Christian McHenry's holding his
punt coming up for the Spartans. There's a snap, and the ball will be taken by number 1 Claiborne of Richmond at his own 45-yard line, and He's headed for the end zone along the far sideline.
Yeah, that guy has some speed right there, and the speed of the Red Devils is coming back, and it's starting to haunt the Spartans.
Yeah, if they're going to stay in this ballgame, they're going to have to control him some way, Ron.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And, again, when they go outside again, this is the punt return. It's a lot different than when you're having an offensive set. But the Red Devils had a lot of success when they were getting him outside on the wings on both sides.
Ball
we weren't able to stop
the
him.
18-yard line at Connersville. Richmond 1st and 10 for the Red Devils.
Yeah, they want to score right here. 40 seconds to go there, and they're going to want to score. They still have all their timeouts.
Line up. Back in a T formation. Here's a handoff to Claiborne, number 1 again. He's the guy that makes this team go.
Oh yes, he definitely does. And again, he's outside the tackle box, and Richmond looks like or did he go outside? Yeah, he went out of bounds. But no, he did call a timeout. I thought that they were.
It's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Red Devils. And the ball is at the Spartan.
Looks like, 13?
Right in there, right, 12, 13.
Yeah, they have it on the 12 there on the scoreboard. Again, one of the things that Richmond's doing so well is that spread offense. It's just really taking the strength away from the Spartans. Again, when you're overpowered by someone, you hope that your speed, you want to get away from butting people heads on, and the Red Devils have been able to do that. They were being manhandled at the line, and so when they started taking it outside, that's when they've been having these good runs. Their number 1 is just really, picking up the pace and putting everything on his shoulders. Claiborne.
2nd down for Richmond. Deep in Spartan territory. Here's a snap. Loose ball. Claiborne took the snap from center and dropped the ball. I believe he fell on it, though.
Yeah. Now there's going to be a timeout. Another one. I don't know
on the play. It looks like a 3rd and 5 coming up.
I'm not sure what kind of leg their guy has, but if they stop it right here, you're looking at about a 30-yard field goal.
Mm-hmm.
They can kick that. I mean, they should be able to kick a 30-yard field goal. But again, we would like to go back into the locker room only down 7.
Yeah, if the Spartans could somehow stop him, it would be.
And that's what we want. We want to stop them. We don't want them to make mistakes. We want to be able to stop them, because if they make mistakes, they can correct those. We want to make sure that we stop them and not have them fumble the ball on their own or anything like that. We want to be able to stop them, maybe force a fumble, maybe force an interception.
3rd down coming up. Spartans defense. If they can hold here, it would.
Fantastic.
Even though they're behind 7-0 right now.
Oh, they would have to be feeling pretty good going into the locker room. I mean, they would be feeling really good going into the locker room because of the fact that, Richmond is driving again.
See what the Red Devils will do on this play. They've got their instructions from their coach on the far side. Red Devils will line up on the attack. Got receivers.
I don't think they've
wide
ever
to the near side now.
Yeah, Kelly's taking the last timeout.
Timeout taken by Connersville.
We have not seen this 4-receiver set like that, so it's definitely going to try to get the right personnel in there and the right formation to go up against that. Would not be surprised if Richmond comes out in a different.
Well, I'm sure they will.
Yeah. But if they have faith in their passing game, I mean, they've passed 3 or 4 times and have only 1 completion.
Right. We're near the end of the opening half of tonight's ball game.
Yeah,
Timeout just about over, and
we have played very well. I mean, there's a lot of positives that we can take from
absolutely.
this.
I think the Spartan fans are well pleased with what we've seen so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we may want to do is again, if they're going to go outside more, is bring more guys in the box. But again, that kind of leaves us vulnerable if they do develop a passing game. But again, we need to really kind of use our speed as well. We've been able to handle them at the line. We know that. They know that. But again, we need to somehow be able to stop their spread offense and and maybe utilize our speed and power against their speed.
Oh, the Red Devils are in that same formation, are they, Ron?
Yeah, except they have 3 on the left side on our near side and 2, so they have 5 receivers out.
So that means there's a pass. Claiborne takes a snap from center. He's caught by a Spartan and dropped at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, that was a fantastic play from the Spartans. A nice timeout from Kelly as he kind of recognized what was going on, and our defense really covered. There was nowhere to run to, nowhere to throw to.
Yeah, they were on Claiborne right now. I mean, he had no chance at all to make anything happen. 4th down and 10 for Richmond. So a field goal attempt apparently coming up.
Yeah, let's find out what they're going to do. I mean, not sure what kind of leg this guy has. This would be a 35-yard field goal if they do go for a field goal right here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly's not calling the first offensive play if we're able to stop him.
4th down coming up for the Red Devils as we near the end of the first half. They're on top 7-0 in tonight's ball game.
See, that's what I wanted to see from our defense. I wanted to see our defense stop them. Not have a mistake on their part. I wanted us to stop them, and we did. And now we still got one more play to go. We'll find out just how well we do, but
they're going to go for it.
Yeah,
apparently. See what the Spartans. Here's Claiborne firing long, and it will be falls incomplete. Nice defense by the Spartans.
Yeah, again, nice defense from the Spartans. Definitely wanted to see that.
Number 2 for the Spartans. They're defending, and the ball falls to the ground.
Nice defense there from Brady Gosnell, number 2. And now we get the ball, and you can almost guarantee Kelly probably already maybe 2 plays. Have 16 seconds to go.
You can't do a whole lot, I guess, at that time.
You never know.
Well, that's true, but
I've seen you run. Fran, they give the ball to you, you scoring. you got. I remember you had, from what I heard, you had Usain Bolt speed. Well, it can't be another timeout.
Play will take a knee. That'll win the first half.
Oh, no, they're going to just call it down. It's over.
Let the clock run out, did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Spartans aren't going to try any play, which is just as well. I had this horrible thought they'd try a pass and it'd be intercepted,
right.
And the guy would run it back.
Yeah.
I thought, gosh.
Well,
we've reached halftime here at Connersville. Richmond has the lead of 7-0 with the only score of this ball game coming with 3 minutes and 3 seconds to be played in the first half. What are your thoughts, Ron?
Well, yeah, again, I'm very impressed with the way our defense has played. We have a bend, don't break mentality. Again, I think that we've dominated at the line. Again, I've said this many times during the ball game, Richmond was able to spread it out a little bit, and that's what got their success. The last time that the Richmond Red Devils were in our territory deep right before the quarter was the fact that we forced them to stop. We stopped their passing, we sacked them, and we did things right. So we need to just make that correction on how to stop that type of a spread offense.
Yes.
And once we do, I think we need to get our offense going. We need to really open up our offense too. Going down the line, going in through the tackles is not working. We need to be able to open it up, maybe open up our passing game.
Well played first half between the Spartans and the Red Devils.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think there was maybe only one penalty flag.
I think so.
We thought we saw another one after that, but again, there was only, I think, one penalty flag. So very clean game very clean played game. Again, we've had some timely fumbles that kind of hurt us, and we just definitely need to clean it up. We need to be playing a little bit more cleaner.
Well, it should be an exciting second half here as the Spartans entertain Richmond in the opening ball game of the football season here at the Spartan Stadium. Again, it's a score of 7-0 with Richmond in the lead. We'll be back with the second half. Right now, though, we're going to take this break on the TV3 Game of the Week. Welcome back to Spartan Stadium and the first football game of the season, and the Spartans trailing right now to Richmond Red Devils 7-0, but a very interesting first half. and we're expecting an exciting second half here, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely, again, the Spartans need to only adjustment that they really need to make is to be able to stop that spread offense there from the Red Devils, where they're just spreading the ball out, going outside the tight ends and just able to, open it up a little bit. We just need to be able to stop that. And unfortunately, the Red Devils get the ball to start this half, so hopefully our defense can show what adjustments they make. And
Richmond will get the ball for the first time of the second half as Dalton DuBois, the Connersville kicker, places the ball on the 40-yard line. And he approaches the ball, and it's on its way. It's a good one. It will be coming down around the 14-yard line and rolls out of bounds. And let's see what it was spotted. It's around the 10, isn't it, Ron?
Well, they get the ball. I think since it went out of bounds, I forget how the rule goes, but Richmond gets the ball maybe on the 25 or 30. I forget how that goes, or I don't know if they get to re-kick it. I'm not sure quite what happens with that rule. They've changed it a few times, but we'll find out here in a minute. Yeah, I think they kick it from like 5 yards, so.
The Spartans will kick off at the 35 instead of the 40.
Yeah, that's what happens. And I want to say that I thought there was where it used to be where they would get it like at the 25 or something like that if it went out. But, that was a great, hopefully you can put some leg into it again and force them to go back.
This one is not very long, taken by Claiborne at the 35-yard line and gets to the 42, and that was dropped by the Spartans.
It was Alex Sneninger who got that one for the Red Devils. Number 3, he was one of their up men, and I don't know if I can't tell if he did that kick on purpose like that or if it was, off his foot.
I don't know. It wasn't a very long kick.
No.
A kick, was it?
No.
So the Red Devils will have the ball at the 42-yard line, their own 42. Just starting the second half of play here tonight at Connersville. Here comes a handoff and up almost close to midfield before the Spartans pile on the ball carrier and drop him.
It was Claiborne right there, and again, nice hole opened up from the Richmond Red Devils, and again, that's power running right there. As he got nailed, and he goes about 5-6 more yards after that, maybe 4 or 5 more yards after that. Again, he's had a lot of hit behind the lines. He's had a couple, where he's been touched and it was still able to shake it off. We got to be able to, when we hit him first, to get him down that first time.
Second down coming up for the Red Devils. 2nd and 3. Snap from center, handoff, and moving the ball, twisting and turning and getting free from Spartans.
That was, you talk about twisting and turning, that's exactly what that guy did right there. He twisted and turned for a first down and then some. Again, the thing that the Spartans did very well last time. Again, right there's another missed opportunity, and here comes a couple other guys after him, and he still zigs and zags his way for 3 or 4 more yards after being touched.
It was Ron Sander, the ball carriers for Richmond, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Red Devils.
We were able to stop them when they were kind of going up the middle like that the first half, and again, here we go outside, and that was a good read from our defense right there.
The Spartans, the ball was kept by Austin Bain, their quarterback, and the Spartans were on him right now.
Yeah, they were
threw him for a loss.
Yeah, that's anticipation right there for the Spartan defense.
Yes.
But again, we were able to stop them when they were going up the middle, first half, and we just haven't been able to do it now. Again, we just got to not break. If we're going to bend, that's fine. Just don't break.
So 2nd and 12, loss of 2 on the play. Red Devils line up. Here's the snap. And a big gain by number 11 for the Red Devils, looked like. That's Sanders again.
very shocked, Fran, that the Red Devils are just pounding it up the middle like that. And, again, nice blocking there from the Richmond Red Devils. And, anytime you get good blocking like that and you got a nice running back who has that kind of smoothness as Sanders does right there, you're going to get some yards on it. You're going to kind of wear out the defense. And, we definitely need to be able to get back to our strength, and that was whenever we were doing well, is when we dominated at the line. And right now we're not. We're being dominated.
Looks like the ball will be around the 29-yard line of Connersville. Richmond picks up a first down. Comes a play coming up. Up to the middle, finally dropped down at the 25-yard line. Number 1, Claiborne, the ball carrier.
Yeah, I mean, you get the feeling that it's just a matter of time before the Red Devils score right here on this offensive series. They came out of the locker rooms recharged, refreshed, and they look like definitely a different, football team than they did that first half.
Well, the 24, pick up of 3, a 2nd and 7 coming up for the Red Devils. They're in Spartan territory. Here's a pitch out to Sanders on the far side. He's shoved out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
Again, they go outside it, and they haven't had as much success as they did in that first half. Again, right here, number 26 for the Spartans comes up and gets his hands on number 11. Dudas just could not bring him down. And, I mean, again, we start touching their players, we got to be able to get them down.
Third down coming up, 3rd and 3. Richmond took the opening kickoff of the second half and
first down. Wow.
Driven the ball into Spartan territory. They're at the 15 right now.
That was unbelievable. I mean, you do a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 3. Who does that? I mean, it was like he got up to the line and he was ready to go, and he had a hold before he even got the ball.
Another 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. Well, we saw the Spartan defense hold in the first half several times, Ron, so let's see. This would be a good time to do that.
Oh, absolutely. Again, we've been bent before. We've only been broken once on that with 3 or 3 to go in the half. And, we just got to be able to stop them right here, and that's not going to stop them.
I believe that's Claiborne getting inside the 5.
Yeah, that's 1st and goal right here. Again, just their strength is overpowering us, right? It looks like a block in the back right there that didn't get called. But, again, just using some strength right there. And
the Spartans move in to get him. And
he still got 2 more yards after being touched. That's just crazy.
Brady Gosnell led the charge for the Spartans. Claiborne limping off the field to the far sidelines, number 1. I believe it was. These numbers are hard to see tonight.
They are. These numbers on Richmond are just terrible. I can't quite see. Oh, nice.
Number 11, Sanders, takes a handoff. Tries the left side of the Spartans line, but
McLean was right there. McLean, 5'11", 185. I'd be surprised if he's 5'9". I mean, but he's got a little bit of oomph to him right there as you see him come up through the line and just shake off his blocker and, digs and dags right there. It's a nice play from McLean. Yeah, that McLean, I've seen a lot from him tonight. I mean, this kid wants to he wants to be in on every play.
2nd down coming up for the Red Devils, and number 11 looks like he carries the ball into the end zone.
Fundamental right there. That's fundamental football, and Richmond opened up the fundamental playbook. And look at this hole right here, Fran. I mean, number 30 for the Spartans was the last guy to get him. And instead of coming straight at him, he kind of went diagonal to him, and he probably needed to cut up just a little bit more. But again, when you're playing at real time like that, you just get that split second, and their running back was through that hole like that.
Here's the point after try, a bad snap from the center, and no extra point. So it's a 13-0 ball game. Richmond over Connersville with 7 minutes and 1 second to be played in the 3rd period. We'll take a break here on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Explore the skies at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, the world's largest military aviation museum, featuring over 360 planes and missiles. Climb into a cockpit, board a space shuttle, ride the simulators, then experience the region's largest 6-story theater screen. Visit Dayton, Ohio, where imagination takes flight. Free admission and free parking, open 9 to 5 every day. Plan your visit at nationalmuseum.af.mil.
Richmond kicks off to the Spartans, trailing now by a couple of touchdowns. Kicker for Richmond, send one end over end, and it will be taken by the Spartans at the 15-yard line, coming to the near sideline and getting up close to the 45. Good return by the Spartans.
Yeah, very nice run there for the Spartans, number 32. I mean, just very, very nice. He had that nice, decent little run there, Dubois, and the last time he got the ball, and he really wanted to do something there. And look at him. He kind of makes something out of nothing right here as he kind of sees a defender, kind of does the little Pac-Man move, get away from him, and a nice, almost a block in the back. You got to watch that. But, again, he kind of rumbled his way to get some extra yards, and now we need that to kind of spark us a little bit here offensively.
On the 38 is where the ball is, the Spartans' 38-yard line.
Yeah, you talk about important series, Fran. This is the most important of the ball game, obviously, being down 13, and the Richmond Red Devils just scoring the last time they had the ball. They've scored 2 out of the last 3 times they've had the ball. We need to put a series together that gets us on the board.
Snap from center. Keeper by the quarterback, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a
Light kept the ball.
Misdirection there from Light.
Went to its right, got up to the 40.
I mean, look at that. I mean, there's too many people around. I mean, there's really, I mean, nothing where for him to go, and nobody was fooled.
The 2nd and 8 for the Spartans.
Our offensive line's not getting off the ball like it should.
They got a 2nd and 9. A pickup of 1. 2nd down coming up. Spartans trailing in this game tonight. Coming to the near side is Sullenberger taking a handoff, and he's thrown for a loss.
Yeah, we got
inside
somebody
the 35-yard line.
Looks like McHenry's he's not liking it. Of course, he's not going out. He's staying in there, but looks like he got injured on something. But again, there's nobody. He got the ball. Light tried to make a little bit of a block right there, but there was too many Richmond Red Devils around, and let's see what happens to McHenry right here as he's standing up. Let's see what happened.
Ball at the 35 for the Spartans, their own 35. Yeah. And a 3rd down, about 15. Comes Connersville, lining up.
A 3rd and eternity right here, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout. Yes, there is.
Spartans will take a timeout with 5 minutes, 11 seconds they played in the 3rd period. They're trailing Richmond 13-0 in this football game. While there's a timeout on the field, we'll take this break. It's the TV3 Game of the Week. Play about to be resumed as the timeout is over. Spartans have the ball, 3rd and long, their own territory. Man in motion and rolling out for a pass is the quarterback. He's got his man at the far side at about the 39, 38-yard line. Gathering that ball in was Dalton Dubois.
Like that, going to the air right there, kind of shaking it up a little bit. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, got about 3 or 4 on that, but again, you start open up the playbook a little bit. It kind of keeps the defense on their heels.
That's right. The ground game wasn't working here in the 3rd period, so it's trying something else.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going. I can't tell if the guys out there punting or not.
37-yard line is where the ball is.
Oh, yeah, there's a punt.
Fourth and 1 for the Spartans. No, they're going to punt it away.
No, 4th and 11.
Okay, you're right.
We got 10 on the score.
That's right.
Yeah. So that looked like it was a pass. That was
nice
beautiful.
one. Bounces at the 21, keeps rolling. Finally,
he's
picked
taking
up
it
by a Richmond guy at the 5. Gets up to the 10, 15, and 20 before he's dropped.
Now the 21 right there. That was a nice run there from the Richmond Red Devils. Beautiful punt. I mean, our punter, I mean, you can't complain about that guy. He's got some leg behind him.
They'll put the ball at the 21-yard line. Richmond and the Red Devils leading 13-0. Will get the ball here in the third period.
We're not down by much. I mean, it's only 13. It's just 2 scores. We're not down by much. We just need to tighten it up, correct what happened last time, and they kind of overpowered us right there, Fran. I think we were in shock.
See if the Spartans defense can hold right now and get the ball back.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely need to stop them right here. We need to give us a shot in the arm right here, stop them, and then hopefully get the ball and get good field position and really open it up a little bit. I'm sure there's something in the playbook that...
There's a pass coming up, and is it complete?
Yeah, I can't believe that.
The 29-yard line. I thought the guy was a little on the ground when he...
Yeah.
Number 23 gathered the ball in for the Red Devils.
Yeah, that just wasn't a good pass right there. But, yeah, he dove, and they gave him right there on the 30-yard line. He's about what happened? They still have first down, and that's it, second down. Second down about 2.
2nd and 1, isn't it?
Yeah, 2nd and 1, 1.5 maybe.
Now they finally changed it. Richmond
another
moves
quarterback
forward,
sneak.
and it's like they picked up enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's definitely another first down. We can't have that. We can't have that guy, do that. I mean, your quarterback sneak is when it's like, something in inches. This guy quarterback sneaks when it's, yard and a half, 2 yard, 3 yards out.
Move the ball to the 33.
That's rude. I mean, that's some confidence in your quarterback if you're going to call that play.
1st and 10.
And your line?
Put receivers wide, right and left, the Red Devils. So will a pass be coming up? Let's see here. No, there's a handoff, and finally dragged down at the 40-yard line by the Spartans.
Yeah, we're just being outplayed, out-hustled at the line. And again, that's in any football game, no matter what level you play at, that is what's – and again, our guy's been on him for 4 or 5 yards, and he just dragged us before anybody can get over there to help him. But, again, that's where you win ball games in football, is at the line. And right now the Red Devils are winning because of the fact that they're winning at the line.
2nd and 4 for Richmond at their own 41-yard line. There's a play to the left and finally dropped near midfield. That was Claiborne, wasn't it, Ron, number 1?
No, it looked like it was Bain who had it. We'll find out here, right here. Yeah, number 2. We can see it very good on the monitor, but from where we're at, either we need our glasses fixed up, but number 2 looks like a 1.
It's really tough to see. That's right. It's really tough to see those numbers.
Yeah, but it's very clear right there on the monitor, but and when we're looking straight out there, it's hard to tell what number is which. 2 and 1 kind of does look the same from where we're at.
Yeah, the first down for the Red Devils. The 49-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
See what the officials are saying here. It's like they're going to confer.
Yeah, it looks like, they stopped it. It's definitely a timeout. It's a flag. We're going to find out what this flag is about.
Delay a game on the coach.
On our
5
coach?
yards.
I'm not sure I've ever heard of that. I don't know how we can get a delay of game on our coach. I'll probably have to find out from the guys up here in the booth. I've never heard of that call, but, it's not going our way.
No, that's not good to see that.
No, not at all.
First down and now about.
And I don't know if that's because of any substitutions he's doing. I have no idea what it is. I
don't know either with this.
Oh, that's a good
breaking
run.
Loose, getting to the 25-yard line where he's dragged down. Big game by Richmond.
You know, I tell you what, Sullenberger's an athlete right there. He took that guy head on, but, you know, that guy probably outweighs him by about 30 pounds. And
he got by him, number 10 carrying the football.
Yeah, and he just kind of kept going, and, you know, Sullenberger was there to stop him. But, you know, our guys aren't coming over to help Sullenberger, you know.
Off the 26-yard line.
That right there, that play right there, Fran, was a definition of power and speed.
Another first down for the Red Devils, who are threatening to score here for the third time. Oh, nice defense by the Spartans as they pile on. And the ball carrier, no place to go.
And that's what we saw predominantly through the first half, Fran, was a defense like that, you know, where we kind of clogged up the middle, where we were able to get off their tackles, and we kind of swarmed their defense when they tried to get inside like that. And again, I figured, and we talked about this during the end of the first half and during the halftime show, that we figured that they would kind of still spread it out a little bit, kind of take, you know, Claiborne out to the outside the tackle box and keep going outside, but they've been really pounding up the middle, and they've been winning.
No gain on the play, a 2nd and 10. It's a pass to the side, and Spartans right there with. As the receiver took the football, he was dropped.
Yeah, he was dropped as soon as he got that ball. Again, that's nice defense. You know, don't give up until they score. I mean, play tight, play tough.
He lost a yard on that play, third down for the Red Devils.
Now it's their first time they've been to third in eternity since.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Since the second quarter, you know, early in the second quarter, because when they started going, they didn't have many third and longs.
Send a couple of receivers, one to the right, one to the left. Here's the handoff, getting ready for a pass, and the ball is fired to not one of those guys that were
touchdown. That's unbelievable.
A number 14, and he races in as he took the ball and went into the end zone.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. I mean, we left that guy wide open, and
well, they were defending the receivers, they thought.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of stood around him. I mean, look at that green pasture he has right there. Of course, McHenry's trying to come up there and grab him, and you know, that's again power.
So the score goes to 19-0 in favor of Richmond. We're nearing the end of the third period. In fact, I believe
Richmond calls timeout.
Richmond will call for a timeout with a point after kick coming up here.
Yeah, they definitely called timeout. Not sure why they did that, but Richmond called timeout.
Spartans having problems getting anything going run after that first quarter.
Yeah, and again, I'm very shocked with the fact that you know, the thing that was our strength was able to stop them up the middle, and we just haven't been able to do that this half or this quarter. We just haven't been able to stop them. You know, their speed, their power is really taking over this ball game.
Yeah, they have made some changes, and the Spartans just haven't been able to stop them.
Right. I mean, and I think anybody would agree when they first saw the first quarter and a half of this ball game that we were winning at the line, that we were that we had that advantage. But when they scored, yeah, it changed the complexity of the game. Again, they changed their offense up a little bit. They kind of spread it out a little bit. But now they're just pounding it right at the middle. They're utilizing their speed inside.
Okay, timeout's over. We're lining up. They may go for a couple here.
Yeah. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and go for two. Yeah, they're going to try to get up there and be by full three score.
Instead of kicking, why they're going to run the ball and
they got it. Wow!
Get into the end zone, the ball carrier. So it's a 2-point conversion instead of a 1-point kick. And as you said, they go up by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. Richmond over Connersville. With just seconds remaining here in this third period.
Yeah, the Spartans come off the field looking very dejected.
Richmond plays a good ground game. I'll say that for them.
Yeah. They definitely do, and I would have not known that if I would have watched it the first quarter and a half.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, if I'd have turned off this game, I would have been like, geez, whoever, scores one touchdown is going to win this ball game, and Richmond finally scored. We came back at the ball and got stopped immediately, and then they were on, threatening again to close out the second quarter, and we were able to stop them. I mean, we were able to put them in uncomfortable positions. Our defense did not break at all. Matter of fact, it got stronger. And I thought, as you mentioned, that may have given us a momentum boost going into that second half.
Yes.
Even though we were down 7. And, again, the only adjustment that I saw was that we just needed to be able to match their speed outside whenever they gave the ball to Claiborne. But we were definitely doing a good job at the line. And
Richmond's put the ball to 40. The kicker approaches the ball. And it is a good one, end over end, taken by the Spartans at the 10-yard line. The 20, 25, shoved out of bounds at about the 26-yard line.
Again, down 3 scores doesn't mean that, this game is over by any means.
Pretty good return by Connersville, Dalton DuBois.
Yeah, DuBois had some pretty decent returns. He knows how to make a lot of out of nothing. He makes something out of nothing.
Ball at the Spartans' 27-yard line. Comes the final play of the third period. Here's a snap. Up to the middle to the 30-yard line. The ball, the umpire right now.
Bring up second and 8. That's the end of the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter of play here at Connersville tonight with Richmond and the Spartans in high school football. And at the end of 3, it is Richmond 21 and Connersville nothing. We're out of the fourth period, but right now let's take this break on the TV3 Game of the Week.
Cradles Child Care at the Hope Center offers a loving environment for children of high school students, college students, and our working parents. We accept infants 2 weeks of age to 3 years old. If you are looking for a low-cost child care, please contact 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com.
Spartans start the fourth period with the football and the 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's a snap from center and coming to the near side and picking up maybe 3 or 4 is the ball carrier. Third down coming up for CHS.
3 or 4 yards is not going to be enough for us to kind of stay in this ball game. Again, got to try to shake it up a little bit, and you get to a point defensively where you hope that they make a turnover, and offensively we hope that we can bust one out. And again, sometimes it takes us a while to do that. It's sometimes the best drives are those long, sustained drives. We don't have that kind of time, but we need to have a combination of both, where we bust out a few and kind of being able to sustain it and dominate every aspect of the ball when we have it.
Third down coming up for Connersville.
Yeah, that's a nice play.
On the far side,
close. He may have it
up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah,
it'll be close to the 1st and 10, I believe, Ron.
I think he may have it, and
see if the officials rule.
I can't quite tell, but again, that's yeah, they give him a first down as McHenry, and he's been slow to get back up. Couldn't quite see right where it happened there, but again, nice hustle, nice toughness there from Light as he kind of stretched that right there to kind of get that first down, and that's what we needed.
That's the first down of the Spartans' second half, I believe.
I believe you're right. And now there's another flag. I don't know what's going on here. I never did find out.
That same fellow that called the Spartans on their delay of game.
I got encroachment in the defense.
Okay, we like that. Of course, I'm not seeing anything.
It's against Richmond.
Yeah. I still didn't ask any of the guys up here what that delay of game on the coach. I've never heard that before.
It'll be at the 43-yard line for the Spartans, still first and 5.
Doesn't matter. Anything that we can get that's turning into a momentum post.
Spartan ball carrier. It's Christian McHenry, I believe, wasn't it, Ron? Number 11?
Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't McHenry. That was Snegner. Number 3. Snedinger. He said what I thought Tim said.
Ball to 46. It's like about a 2nd and 3 for Connersville. Man split wide to the far side. Bending to the near side, the ball carrier gets to the 40 line of scrimmage. 46.
That play is not working. I mean, that's a play where we get about that much, maybe an inch or two every time we do it. Again, watch right here. The Red Devils forced him to go out a few times as they fooled our camera guys right there and fooled me as well. But again, when you try to do that, and you have to take it 2-3 steps back in order to before you turn up. That's not good. The Red Devils just overpowered our line right there with some raw power to get to light.
3rd down and 2 for Connersville.
Oh, geez.
Oh, big loss on the play as way back to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, can we say blitz? I mean, that's exactly what happened right there. Is again, nobody picks up the inside linebacker right there. Nobody. I mean.
Oh no, just couldn't get away. So 4th down and a punt coming up by Connersville.
Wow, we had 1st and 5, and that could have really given us a nice shot in the arm if we'd have kept the drive going. It seems like when we have gotten 1st downs, and we haven't had many tonight, Fran, when we have been able to get the 1st downs, we've been able to, and that's not a good punt. Yeah, that's terrible.
Sails way out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's not a good punt at all. It looked like it was off his foot a little bit. But, again, every time we've gotten a 1st down, it just seemed like we've never been able to follow it up with another one.
Yes. It'll be at a 44-yard line in Connersville territory. No, in Richmond territory.
Yeah. Richmond's drives have been impressive.
Well, we've kind of helped them with some of our first game mistakes.
That's true.
Man getting free to the midfield and into Connersville territory. So they unpile around the 48, 49.
I'd like to see how many yards Bain has. He's had a lot of those misdirections and able to, get 4 or 5 yards there. He got 7.
Ball spotted at the 49-yard line, so 2nd down and 3. Pickup of 7 on the play.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, Fran, in the pregame show, maybe even in the first quarter, I mean, Richmond doesn't look like they're that big, much bigger than we are. Normally when they've come in, they look like a pro team. And
yes.
But
yes.
They it's comparable in size. It's just, they're executing and we're not. I mean, and that's it. That's the whole ball game, Fran. I mean, we were able to execute for about a quarter and a half, and then they just, not that we started really playing bad, but they just executed better than we were.
Ball carry to the 46.
They picked up their level of play, and we weren't able to go to where they were at.
It's a 1st down for the Red Devils.
We've had a few,
leading in this ball game, 21-0. We're in the final period.
We've had a few fumbles that didn't go our way, and some miscue. But defensively they've played good. We haven't played bad. I hate when we lose and we play bad.
That's right. Spartans will be on the road for the next couple of ball games. They'll be at Franklin County next, and then they'll be at Greensburg following that. They'll be back home to meet South Dearborn here at the Spartan Stadium on September 9th.
Yeah, I believe that's the homecoming game, if I remember right.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, that's always fun to especially see a football player win the King.
And a timeout on the field apparently, but it's about to end, so we'll be resuming play here shortly.
Again, one thing that we're not doing well on the scoreboard, but there are a lot of factors to take out of here on a positive note. We have played pretty clean. I'm not sure we've had a penalty called against us other than the delay of game on the coach.
I think you're right.
If we had. I don't remember if that one false start in the first was against us or Richmond, but both teams we haven't had that many at all.
Which is unusual for the opening ball game.
Exactly. I mean, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some crazy penalties and. But we've played a very clean ball game. Again, this is not a fact that we're losing because we're playing sloppy and bad. It's just that Richmond is playing, that much more.
Pitch out to Sanders on the far sidelines, and
wow.
Well, he picks up some yards, but I see a yellow flag on the field, so there's a penalty coming up.
Yeah, maybe a holding call. We'll find out. Yeah, I thought I saw one over on the far side, but we're going to find out. Yeah, that's definitely what that is. We'll see if we can't pick it up here. But definitely there was a hold, and we're not going to pick it up right there. But, again, that's nice power running from Sanders. I mean, regardless of the fact that there was a hold on the play, the Sanders, I mean, he kept going and kept pushing the power.
We have holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, still first down.
Yeah, that's definitely still first down. I couldn't quite see exactly where it is at. It said 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it looked like it was in when he got the first down, so that really helps us.
Well, that's a break for the Spartans to see if they can take advantage of it now, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, they still gained 4 yards on the penalty. I mean, which is better than them, gaining all those.
That's
yards.
right, the big gain that they got on the far sidelines.
It would have been better if it was, from the line of scrimmage, but no, it's from the spot of the foul on that.
Okay, Richmond's on the attack. There's a handoff, I believe, to Sanders. Moves forward to the 40-yard line, looks like.
Yeah, that was Snedeker right there. And, he got bottled up. But I tell you what, and I know you've seen this, and so is everyone watching. It's very impressive for me, at least, to see these guys when Richmond gets the ball. I mean, these guys know how to keep going. I mean, they keep their legs going. It takes a while to get them down.
A 39-yard line, a second down and 3. They're in Connersville territory, Richmond. Up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, we need to stop them here. I mean, I think that goes without saying.
They scored once in the first half, 2 times in the third quarter.
Oh, that's
Here's
a nice
the guy
run.
breaking loose on the far sidelines and getting around to the 25-yard line. There'll be another 1st and 10 coming up for the Red Devils.
That's a deflator right there, Fran. I mean, right when we were just doing very well defensively right here. I mean, look at that. The Spartan defense has been standing up. They found a nice little hole. Again, there's, it touched the guy right there and just can't get enough on him to keep him down. And again, he gets the ball. I think Sullenberger's been everywhere defensively,
Our defense has really been out on the field a lot, Ron.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting worn out. And plus, these kids do double duties as far as being on offense as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got to, we forget that pros they don't do that. Nice stop.
Oh, good, big loss on the play for Richmond back to the 30-yard line.
When you're in high school, you get to play both sides of the ball, and of course, these kids love that. I mean, these kids love being out there. They don't want to be on the sidelines. They want to play both sides of the ball, but got to remember that, they're 16, 17, 18 years old. They still need a break as well.
On a night like this with the heat and humidity, and it can take its toll.
And, I talked about this during the pregame, Fran. We talked about the fact that, keeping these kids hydrated, we would probably see a lot of cramping.
Yes.
We haven't seen any.
I'm surprised.
Me too. Looks like he's changing the play.
Spartan just about jumped off sides there.
I thought he changed the play, and he did. I mean, that's
handoff to Sanders, comes to the near side and gets close to the 15 or 16-yard line. A little bit short of the first down.
Yeah, but look at this. I mean, that's a nice, nice pitch out there, right there, and again, that looks. Surprised they didn't call a hold on there.
It's like about a 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Sullenberger got kicked in the face, but I'm surprised they didn't call a hold. Looked like there was on one of those guys.
Ball to 16 of Connersville. Richmond threatening once again. Red Devils put the ball in play.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. Yeah, you know he's going to go.
Plunge forward for the first. And
that's just crazy. Nobody does a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 2. Who does that except these guys? I mean,
it's been working though for him.
It sure has. When he did the one on 3rd and 3, I was shocked. But 3rd and 2, it's unbelievable.
So the ball is at the 12-yard line. Richmond threatening for the 4th time. Here's a snap. Here's the handoff.
Yeah, that's touchdown.
Guy gets in the end zone.
Yeah. Again, he had a couple of Spartans touch him, and he was able to again, and it just doesn't seem anymore as to, if the Red Devils are going to score, it's when they're going to score. Again, right there around his neck, and he kind of zigged and zagged off that. Again, that's pure power right there, and he powers through Sullenberger, and he powers through. I mean, that's just definition of power is that kid.
That's right. They're going to try a kick this time. It was Nathan Parker. He's a junior at Richmond. Made the score.
Oh, he missed it. Well, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, yeah, the extra point.
Did it go under? I
can't
tell.
I'm not sure if it went.
Maybe it went left. From the angle we're at, hey, the Zebra said it didn't go in, so it didn't go in.
Well, Richmond has a 27-0 lead with 3:16 left to play. And
that's a girl.
Alexis.
Game. Yeah, Alexis
really?
Shiplett. Yeah, that's a girl. Alexis Shiplett. I didn't see that. I saw her long hair, and I had to look down, and she's got some leg. I like that. Out there kicking it. She hasn't really done too bad. She's had some bad snaps.
Okay, Richmond will be kicking off to the Spartans again. They've done that quite a bit here tonight, it seems like.
Yep.
The Devils will put the ball at the 40-yard line, and it would really be great if the Spartans could score here in this ball game.
Yeah, I would like to see that happen right here, them scoring. I don't care if it's a run back or not. I would just like to see them score. I would love to see the offense put a drive together in this last 3:16, to kind of build up to next week. You don't want to go a game. You don't want to go, especially the first game, to go shut out.
That's right. They'll be at Franklin County in our next, as we mentioned, in the next ball game.
It's tough with those guys.
That will count in the Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference.
Yeah, we got to, our basketball team, we won the EIAC last couple of years, but these teams are football powerhouses.
Ball falls off the tee, so the kicker for Richmond will place it once again on the 40. They're approaching the football, and here we go.
Not a good kick.
And over in, taken by Spartan at the 35-yard line, and as he catches the ball, he falls down.
I thought he dropped it there for a minute. I was worried about it. That's maybe why he kicked it like that, to try to, force us to fumble. That'd be one of those long onside kicks.
Spartans take over on their own 35.
Look at that. I mean, we about lost it. Now, come on. Why did they throw the flag on that? Our guy was clearly down, and they still come over and, slide into him.
Spartan break. They send a couple of guys split. See what the Spartans do. Comes a pass coming up. Light fires one. Is complete at the 40-yard line and tripped up at the 47, 46-yard line. Number 17, Mason Sullenberger.
Nice play there from the Spartans. That was a nice pass, nice touch.
One of the better plays we've seen tonight in the second half, Ron.
Yep. Sullenberger had to come back to the ball, and he, immediately went upfield and got more yardage on it.
First down for the Spartans. There's Light tripped up below at the 38-yard line as a Richmond defender gets in there and grabs him by the ankle and drops him at the 39.
Boy, it seems like they're anticipating everything very well. Richmond is just really coming out, and now we're in our 2-minute offense, obviously, with
It's like a 7-yard loss for the Spartans.
Too much of a loss right there.
Second down coming up. Here's Light firing.
That ball looked like that was tipped.
Got a man at the 40-yard line, complete. That's Sullenberger again.
You know, we got to remember that, you know, this field's 100 yards long from goal line to goal line, but it's 50 yards across. And, you know, we're throwing the ball, you know, 20 yards, you know, in a horizontal.
Third down coming up. Third and long for Connersville.
Where we're throwing it towards the line. We need to go out more.
Here's a long pass that's going to be out of the reach of the intended receiver on the far side. Fourth down for Connersville.
Definitely. I tell you what, I'm worried about McHenry. He keeps, every time he gets the ball, he keeps going, you know, and while they get ready to line up, he's grabbing something. It looks like maybe his shoulder or arm, I can't tell, but you know, I kind of worry about that guy.
Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Spartans break from the huddle. We're under 2 minutes left in tonight's game. Comes another.
Oh, that's not good. Wow.
Light trying to find somebody open, and he couldn't. And by that time, Richmond was on him and threw him for a loss back to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to have happen. I mean, he's been sacked so many times today, and you know, somebody's blowing the. I mean, the ends are just having a free reign, a free shot on our quarterback. We've seen them bust up the line where it seemed like they knew exactly what was happening before we did it. I mean, you know, Richmond, you know, really adjusted very well, and their speed and their power took over this ball game, and we weren't able to keep up. You know, I'm sure that he's going to get some guys in here, the Richmond coach, is going to get some kids in here that doesn't get that much play in time. See what they got. Looks like they have a different quarterback. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and kneel it.
Spartans jump off sides, I believe.
No, and that was. Yeah, they're going to run the clock out.
Yeah, a little over a minute left to play on the clock.
They'll go down to, you got 30 seconds to go, which will take us up to 103, so they'll probably go to 104 and then take a knee and then do another 40 seconds, which will take us inside 30 seconds to go, and that will be it. Again, Spartans played very, very good for the first quarter and a half.
Right, you're right, absolutely right.
And, you know, they can take that. It's just, you know, what happened, what caused them to, you know, and again, it's not something that they did wrong as much as Richmond just took it to a different level, and we weren't able to keep up with them. You know, I mean, they adjusted at the line, and that's, you know, that's what we didn't do.
Yeah, the seconds are ticking off, and we're under a minute left to play in tonight's game, so Richmond apparently will not try any.
Ain't no need to.
Any play, no. They have a comfortable 4-touchdown lead.
Yeah, for my English teachers out there, there isn't a need for that. Ain't no need for it. Yeah, this is the last one.
Okay, the Red Devils break, line up again. Yeah, this should do it. That's it. You don't see that very often, Ron.
No, not at all. I mean, that's it right there. Now here we go to line up, and
I think that's it. Teams are leaving the field and getting ready to congratulate each other. Okay, the final score is 27-0 as the Spartans lose to Richmond in the season opener, and Ron and I will return in just a moment. Right now, let's take this break. It's the TV3 Game of the Week.
I am for the child who lives in motels, cars, and shelters, now in foster care, a group home, where he sleeps not on a bed, but on a temporary cot. He is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
Final score again, 27-0, as the Spartans drop the season opener here to the Richmond Red Devils. What are your thoughts, Ron?
Well, yeah, again, first quarter and a half, we played very well. They just picked it up and we didn't. We're still young, we're still growing, we're still learning, and I take away the positives. One, we only had the 2 turnovers. It didn't really cost us that much. We were able to come back and stop it. Again, we're growing, we're learning. We have a tough schedule. We do have a tough schedule.
Yes.
We need to just keep our play elevated and do what we do best, and that was to control that line. Again, we got a lot of positive takeaway from this. It was 27-0. It may seem a lot, but again, we hung with them for a quarter and a half. Hopefully next time we can do better.
Right, 7-0 was the halftime score. Richmond scored near the end of the first half, and then they scored twice in the third period and one in the fourth quarter. So they lead and win this ball game. Really, I think our defense just wore out.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Richmond had a lot of long, sustained drives.
Yes.
It wasn't any quick scores. It was long. They wore us down at the line. Again, they took away our strength in that last part of that first half when they started going outside with Claiborne, and then all of a sudden they just started really dominating us at the line and using their speed to just blitz past us. And when they did that, we weren't able to keep up. And so again, another week of practice going up against Franklin County. This game's over. Take what we can learn from it and move on.
Spartans will be on the road. It's Franklin County and Lawrenceburg. And back home, Franklin County and Greensburg, and back home on September the 9th to meet South Dearborn here in a game at Spartan Stadium. Our production crew tonight, John Powsey and Justin Roberts, and on camera we had Cindy Toshlag-Job and Devin Hamilton. For Ron Wiley, this is Fran Schummel thanking you as always for watching Spartan Sports on TV3. Good night, everybody.